Yeah, that okay. But then couldn't TSpirit take?
Yeah.
If they wanted to, right now they could just pair it with anything.
Earthshaker. No.
Yeah, more Earthshaker.
I mean, they could pair it with a Sand King. Wouldn't be the worst. Gives you a lot of that, like, stun into Storm Spirit zipping in. Io doesn't need to be played in this position 4 role. It could just be a Miposhka Io. He's been known to do it as well as Mira.
I really like Sand King. I really
I
like
know, I
having...
was throwing that out there just to give you a little bit of, oh, the Sand King?
If they pick Sand King plus, what was it, Morphling?
Yeah.
Then they get anti-maged really hard, I think, by VP.
Sure.
Like, that's kind of like all 3 cores you're really good against.
True, actually.
And Io, actually. Yeah, that's literally a hard... I don't think they can do that. Yeah, I like Elsie more. Okay, cool. So by picking Elsie, obviously you give a lot of save to your team now. They have like 2 forms of save. Elsie actually also has like stun, which is really nice. BKB piercing. So against whatever VP you want to pick, it will probably be able to be locked down. Also, they're saying like, okay, pick Morphling. We will own your lane because Io and LC together in lane is really, really powerful. Lion gives you the potential to hex and catch any hero they want now. Like, they have a way to kill Queen of Pain if they want to rotate on mid. They have a way to kill like a Morphling if you want to go that route. You have the finger to win your duels. These 2 heroes together are just very nice.
Like the TA though, you know, it's going to be good in the safe lane against the Legion Commander, able to trade. Like, whenever he's coming up against... I mean, it's fine.
I've seen the lane before, and I'm only like, because I think with when you have the, is it Moment of Courage?
Yep.
Yeah. You actually burn through the refraction really quickly when you trade, and your IO giving you overcharge as well. It's like really fast to get through them, and then she struggles when you're like just clicking.
It's still going to be like I was talking about before with the Night Stalker. Like the Legion Commander fulfills that similar type of role. It's just it's going to be a lot more dependent on Virtus.pro for the supports to just hide, basically. They're going to have the ability to hide at least. You know, it's not like a Night Stalker, they can just run over the top of trees. So Legion Commander and Storm Spirit need to initiate at the same time. LC, I'm assuming, is going to be going onto the Dark Willow, Storm onto the Bane, quickly take him down before he's able to get into the Shadow Realm. Big success.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Legion is the one that goes in this game. It might be more on like Lion. It's probably... sorry. The way that IO gets run is you have a hero that catches and then you reload someone in. And Lion, I think, is the one that catches and sets up this game rather than Legion Commander. I think Lion's blink is going to be really important. I'm only worried about VP's lineup is that if you as Legion blink in first onto, say, Dark Willow, you're going to get slept. Someone else on your team is going to get gripped, and now it's like you can't save from that because you're locked in a duel. You went in first. So I worry about their ability to fight if you do that.
Are there any other these offlaners remaining for VP to pick up that fulfill that criteria that we keep talking about when it's like, okay, you've got this IO, what heroes like to be standing near each other? I mean, TSpirit have gotten rid of the Underlord, they've gotten rid of the Axe, 2 ones that kind of fulfill that. Mars is gone, Tidehunter's gone.
I liked Axe. DM's played Magnus. They don't have an Empower target. It's potentially okay. The only fear is that if they play... I mean, TSpirit are a team that play on Vision, so if Lion is playing well, he's going to precast Hex, and you don't really ever get that RP off. So I would be worried about that.
Yeah, for sure. And you've even got, like, if you don't catch the LC, you've got the Dispel for it. If you don't catch the IO, you've got the Relocate to be able to save from it. So it's like, yeah, it's a little bit tough. So... TSpirit, I mean, it's so hard to predict what they're going to go for the position 1 just because Yatara can play anything, essentially, at this stage.
I would not be opposed to a Slardar for VP. It really makes them be able to do Roche like even faster. It depends on the pick. Okay, I do not like Slardar.
Not anymore. Yeah.
I like Slardar against Drow when you have like a Snapfire or something that helps you get on top of her, because I've seen that lane be played before in a pro match, and it was like really hard for Drow because obviously she has no way to really protect herself.
How's the Pango here?
10 seconds. What about an
I would hate the
It's
lane.
banned.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
There's a lot of offlaners banned right now. That's why I'm kind of stretching with the Pango.
Oh, okay. It was the second last.
Timbersaw potentially.
Yeah.
DM plays it. They do have like it's all physical damage in the lane.
Centaur, okay.
Centaur's fine. It's gonna help you move around in the fights, which is what you want when Drow is clicking at you.
Seeing the drafts done, knowing where they're going to be going for laning, where do you sit with it?
Talk first. I want to think.
Well,
Thinking
I'm
with my
just running
brain.
through the lanes one at a time, right?
Yeah.
Mid should be a victory for VP. Off lane, sorry, what is it? Top lane should be, bottom lane should be a victory for TSpirit with the IO and the Legion Commander combination. I kind of do feel this Centaur Dark Willow combination, though. It's a good amount of damage to be able to lock down, and maybe you go into the Cursed Crown at level 1, maybe, just because you've got the Centaur War Runner. Maybe you go one of these weird strats, right, where you just get that super early level 2, if possible. Look to shove the wave out. So, I don't know. I don't hate Virtus.pro's draft. My main concern is they don't have anyone that would really love to get on top of Yatoro.
Okay, and shape quickly which team? Not too much
Just one team? Oh my god. I think VP probably run at a faster pace and can do Roshan. It's kind of like how badly does Pure get messed up in lane. So I think Collapse should win that lane with IO. And if he does, that makes their ability to do Rosh much harder, much slower. So yeah, it's definitely down to just how the lanes go.
Alrighty, I will definitely be keeping my eyes on the laning phase, but I will also be keeping my ears on the casters coming up. We have Lyrical and Trent for game number 1.
Let's go, everybody. Game number 1, Dota fans. I'm very much zoomed in. I can't believe this game's going to get started. Yeah, there we go. It's going to be Virtus.pro versus TSpirit. Trent, how you doing? You ready for another upset?
Yeah, I was waiting a while for this game to get started. You know, I was like, easy 2-0 Hellraisers. And it wasn't so easy, and then it got totally flipped. So I don't know what's going to get flipped here. I don't know if the champs are just going to take it. That would be my expectation. But, you know, Virtus.pro, stock's going up. See if they can finish it out. Oh, look at this zoom in.
Look at that. Dun, 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 dun. We're coming for you, frickin'. Wait, who is that?
It's Collapse.
Oh, that's Collapse. Hey, Collapse, what's happening? Oh, man, into the ground afterwards. That was scary, Trent. That scared me a lot.
We have the technology, you know.
It's really impressive. So, quick word out there to everybody. You and I were just talking about this, and guaranteed tiebreakers off of this game.
Guaranteed. Yep.
A little bit wild, because obviously, since there's DPC points on the line for each of these different spots, depending on where you finish, you have to do a tiebreaker between first, second, third, and fourth, all of them. And right now, if TSpirit win, then it is between Hellraisers and Virtus.pro, and if Virtus.pro win, then it's between TSpirit and PuckChamp. No matter what, there's tiebreakers.
That's what we like to see. I want more games. You know, I'm not ready for the season to be over. We'll keep things rocking. Maybe they'll just keep playing Dota forever.
That we can hope, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there is no time limit to a Dota match. So
actually, you know what? I hope that doesn't happen, because I want a freaking patch, man. I am done with this patch. It has been
I guess,
too long.
yeah. It's hard to patch when the game keeps going. That's a fair point.
That is, I think that the biggest thing that would be awesome is like the big map changes. It feels like it's been years at this point since we've seen anything.
I say we throw Roche back to his old spot, you know. Probably misses home a little bit. Needs to move back in. Everybody's moving back home in this economy, so it would be nice if Roche went back to where he started out, you know.
That's right. It's a part-time job, you know.
Yeah.
Starts doing Uber Eats.
He's working in the secret shop. They get rid of the shopkeeper to cut down on costs. You have to go to the Roche pit over there now.
I love this. Just put him on patrol command. This is a great little fanfic that we put together here, Trent. I'm digging it.
Well, you gotta do something here, you know. We gotta save the patch.
Well, at least for now, things looking pretty good so far for our man, Mr. Toronto Tokyo. Already 9-0, facing off against this Queen of Pain. Was able to get the wave pushing into him and then clear through a bunch of them with remnants. So off to a nice start. Only 4 CS so far for GPK.
Yeah, a little sassy Queen of Pain here. Better start throwing some stuff out here, you know? Start being the queen. Bringing the pain. You know, you're not supposed to let anyone have a good time in your lane these days. There, GPK's getting the space in there now. You know, he's level 2. Now he's at level 3. We'll see how upset he is. We'll just take the 2 points and scream. Won't be some dagger stuff happening.
Be interesting. Other lanes, taking a look at it. Collapse playing on this Legion Commander with Mira, facing off against Coda and Pure. Who has at times looked very good. You know, again, the young pickup for Virtus.pro in the carry position. and at times struggled a little bit. But I think that's definitely been so far the story for Virtus.pro. Everybody came in anticipating, TSpirit comes in first, Virtus.pro comes in second, but they've struggled against a couple of different teams and looking to try and reassert some of that strength now.
Has a very interesting hero pool now, bringing out the Templar stats, which is a little bit more standard, I would say, compared to some of like the snipers and the clinks and everything, but does follow a rather similar pattern of just being like all damage and somewhat risky. We'll get more involved though, I would think, in the middle of the fights. Obviously, so the Templar stats, you can push it a bit further with the refractions. So we'll see if Pure's ready for that.
Yeah, and on the other side of the map, at least for now, Amich and DM going for a creep pull back over to the other side here, and Yadaro farming under tower as the Drow. Courier snipe, Boshka, well done.
Easy. He's actually got stunned with a mango. Okay, Yadaro didn't believe. There were creeps coming. It wasn't worth.
Yeah.
Also has level 2, so potential Shadow Realm as well there for Yamich.
And it takes enough time that you can definitely spot it and sort of get that off before the sun comes through. But yeah, nothing really to write home about. So far, really just Storm who's leading the way in terms of CS. I think he's cleared through that camp twice now and is finally going to get blocked off by GPK.
Maposhka bottom lane, though. Going to be your first blood.
Ooh. Oh. Right click. Oh, comes through. Yamich rolls high on the damage with that one and able to take down the Lion. Well done.
Yeah, so Mapochka was playing in the tree line there, and he put down an absolutely beautiful bramble where he just couldn't move. So he had to think for a second. He went to cut down a tree, but after getting brambled once, it took so long for him to figure a path out of there. They're getting brambled again that DM's able to catch with the stun, and then the easy follow-up for that first blood.
Very, very nicely done there. You can see Storm keeping the farm up out of the lane for now. That was another stacked up double camp. So using the jungle really effectively. And we also saw the same thing on the Legion commander who was farming up that small camp as Maposhka trades a couple more hits there with DM.
Yeah,
so
DM somehow just hit a 2-hero hoof stomp at 4 minutes versus double range. I don't know how that happens, but he did. So that was pretty cool. He just walked into the lane and they just didn't respect it. He's like, okay.
I'll take it. God, yeah, retaliate. The 2 points up in it is gotta be annoying against this double range, but should still. It means that obviously no double edge, no real burst potential here, but it's gonna be another wave pushing into the tower. And at least for now, still a very slow start.
Yeah, you just imagine that when Drow's playing as that safe laner, you envision yourself just pushing back the enemy offlaner as Dakota push back under his tower.
Right click comes through. Oh, the brain sap though, trying to survive, but it won't be enough. Trades off the aggro afterwards, collapse, gets through the trees, and they're able to just secure the kill and get out after. Not bad.
Be very happy about that as Toronto Tokyo not happy with how that mid lane looks. Just gonna back it up as there is a level 6 Queen of Pain there in the mid lane. No threat of the ulti quite yet, but no ability to escape right now for Toronto Tokyo. So back to the jungle, losing some of that early steam he picked up in the lane, sort of respecting the power of the Queen of Pain with the 2 points and the dagger. Not going to be mid quite as much.
No, you can keep farming up in the jungle and come back through, clear the wave every now and then. Has 6, so might feel more confident with it. Pushka comes in, gets the deny on the invis as GPK went to blink for it. So nicely played there. And yeah, GPK ready to make something happen with Sonic Wave, which can be skilled now if he wants to go for it.
Yeah, hence why that Invis rune. Yeah, that Invis rune was so important, right? Because that probably would have been a free kill somewhere. If you don't get vision on that and deny that.
Oh, he's hiding in the trees. They don't know where he went. Waposhka hit off to the side, but the brambles will be laid down, and that makes a nice little move over for Toronto Tokyo. So they won't get the kill. The line, at least. Meantime, double bounty rune over on the far side. Damage is going to try and stack up Ancients and the hard camp. Gets there in time to do it. This is going to be a nice little build up of gold for Pure here to eventually take.
Yeah, almost reaching that time, huh? I mean, Legion and Io constantly pressuring you. Having a Bane, I'm sure, has helped, but being one of the better 5s in the laning stage, unfortunately, some of your better tools like the Nightmare, very difficult to use versus the Io +1 since they're always playing so close together. Hard to really abuse anything Nightmare related when they can just trade off constantly. And then you always think about like out regenning because you have Brain Sap and they just have Io regen plus Legion Commander with the Moment of Courage. It's this is not an easy lane up top for Virtus.pro.
No, it's not. TSpirit are going to keep that going as a little pull there. Toronto Tokyo still farming up in the jungle. Has just been AFK hitting creeps and, well,
got those.
Finds him. Trying to trade some hits. Sonic Wave not able to dodge it. GBK gets the kill, and guess what? Mira might also end up... No, he doesn't have enough mana left on the Quap.
He got
now
greedy.
they do. Oh, no, Mira.
Someone?
Not like this.
Anyone?
Trying to TP out. Oh, needs to make it happen, but it won't be there in time.
Not
Good
even close.
TP.
Yeah, totally fine.
Poshka, after taking the tower, he's kind of in no man's land. DM has 2 points up in that hoof stomp. Can Poshka get out of there? Looks like they're going to give it up, not decide to go for the full kill onto the Lion.
Oh, he's going to make him wish he did. He's like, okay, I'm coming.
Dun, 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 dun. God, so annoyed.
Oh, at least give him the high five, Maposhka.
No high five for you, DM. And that's
All right, well,
that's going to be a big creep wave.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised they actually didn't catch that Observer Ward yet from Virtus.pro. Still in their Ancient Triangle after it's what spotted out those stacks. And yeah, now they're going to be like, oh, hey, it was actually under a sentry this whole time. So Yadro going to grab that. And moving to Toronto Tokyo's zone. So you got your mid and your safe lane farming the Radiant Triangle. Not ideal necessarily. But they've lost that bottom half of the map. As you said, DM's running through there. Maposhka's having some fun. He's farming under the tower. Great little micro movements there. Practicing an Agnum's Labyrinth, I'm sure, to not get brambled by that Willow. We've all been there lately.
And, I mean, if he's just, like, this is, what, a double wave and then another one coming in afterwards? Maposhka getting all of this farm to start. I mean, you missed a few last hits there and there. It happens to the best of us.
It's okay. Camera was gone. It's fine.
That's really big. If he can get into a quick blink dagger, that would be huge.
Yeah, I mean, he's 6 without Tome, so that definitely frees it up for Mira.
Right.
Stupendous.
Okay. So 1 to 2, not a whole heck of a lot of action in terms of kills, but still a lot of farming going on, and sitting top of the net worth chart right now with that kill on the Storm earlier is the Queen of Pain, who pops the DD, and with DM here, this is the other nice part about having a Centaur. Vanguard done. This is a dead tier 1 tower, most likely. Stomp doesn't come out in time. Lots of damage, but the Finger of Death afterwards, and DM just dies. All right, never mind. That's a bad side of it. Maposhka's going to eat the dirt as well, but, I mean, Centaur for Lion every day of the week.
It felt kind of safe as Pure. Just having watched that Collapse Blade Mill up there. Oh, Relocate's coming through.
He might just be dead now. Yep, Pure in trouble. And a couple more punches, they get the pull back in and will die. But they did take down the mid-tier 1 tower in the meantime for Virtus.pro. And, well, Mira is going to be the one that's left behind as they drop Brambles, get a couple more punches for the kill.
Okay, mistakes and good plays here from Virtus.pro. I think perhaps going for that tier 1 without the 6 on Yamish when he was so close was a little bit of an oversight. Like, that's a great way to just double the protection on DM, right? Like, teams have an amazing game. Kind of stinks to be slowed down now because you're just trying to, like, force that mid tower. But they probably recognize that they had a pretty good lead. If you combine the 1 and the 2s on both teams around that time, there was, like, 600 more gold available right there just on, like, Virtus.pro. Like, I think they kind of feel that they were getting away with a lot of stuff. And, Drow and Storm both in the Radiant Triangle. So try and keep that pressure going. I like that aspect. Just a little bit longer. They just waited for that 6 on Yamich. I feel like DM doesn't die.
Yeah. Well, and you know, they are going to at least now be able to have that level 6 online. Toronto, Tokyo playing together. Spots the Quap blinking out of the jungle there. They weren't able to connect. This whole time that was happening, Pure went and cleared through that Ancient stack. So a nice little chunk of gold for the TA to try and play some catch-up. Still only about 1,400 gold separating top and bottom of the core net worths. As we see the smoke up now happen. It's DM, Koda, and Yamich. And they do have grip available. And with this tier 1 tower being dead, it gives them a lot more freedom to particularly run in here and find Yatoro, maybe? They caught sight of him briefly and jumps in. That's the blink reveal. This is big. Finds Yatoro, and he's dead.
Yeah, that was just freedom right there. Easy peasy one there. Great ward that was left over, sort of near the mid, in between the tier 1 and tier 2 on the top of those stairs, helping just like scout out the movements, give them a good idea this was relatively safe and hard to de-ward, because if you go for the pillar ward, then you miss it there. So they also don't have vision giving spells on their support, so then you got to bring out the couriers, and it becomes a whole mess sometimes when you're playing support.
Claps. Oh, good blink out from DM. Dude, he got the courier first too. What the hell? Now Stampede collapse. Oh man, missed earlier. Good Earth Spike comes out, but the jump from downtown. Trying to control GPK. The silence afterwards. Look at the hits. Oh, it's almost enough, but GPK is going to live through it.
Definitely going.
Deep, deep, deep. Looking for the finish, but the Sonic Wave to turn. And then he lives. Toronto, Tokyo gets out of there.
And now they march.
This guy got caught on camera murdering somebody, and there's just no justice in this world, Trent. He gets away. Unreal.
Well, it's I mean, it was a great initial play by DM to go in for that dive, like just to try and get the safety for GPK, but once you don't get the big kills from there, then I feel like Spirit's kind of recognized, all right, well, that was like their last big play. It was the Centaur Assault. Just go, be free, Toronto, Tokyo. Mirrors, you know, I'll be there. I'll back you up. I'll get a Holy Locket soon enough. You'll be fine.
He burned through his courier earlier, like you saw that Centaur getting it, but it's crazy. You know, Miss Duel, Hoof Stomp not enough, and then Spirit, the ones that can have that big final blast as Collapse, Blade Mail, and TPI. Nothing to break it. 5-5.
Yeah, the towers are just falling after single engagements so far in this game as the map sort of opens up here. And Koda gonna have the smoke pop. Finds just Maposhka. Yeah, very good play. Just go for the Nightmare once and then scout.
The relocate. Realizing they can't take all the team. It's an interesting answer to the Bane, right? Like Bane goes out and tries to set up on somebody, and the relocate can be there to counterplay.
Yeah, I mean, Io and Bane, I think the most picked pairing for Io in the history of Dota is actually Bane. It's not any of the core pairings that you tend to think of, simply because people used to run it constantly. This idea of doing that, of doing Nightmare and then relocate for the kill. So obviously, you know, if they're on opposite teams, it's going to work much better for the IO in most of these situations. Although Bane, of course, has some pretty good counterplays versus the IO between like the new Age and Feeble, and then just Nightmare one, Grip the other. So they have a really interesting dynamic between them, whether they're allies or enemies in Dota.
Yeah. Catch a sight there. Maposhka, as we're seeing farming down there, was able to take away that rune that set up the fight earlier. So gets the Observer Ward. De-warded and trying to get towards that Blink Dagger, about 1,000 gold away from it. Now, Virtus.pro, what's their move? I mean, looks like they want to try and go for another fight again. Smoking
yeah,
with
kind
3.
of baiting out Pure in the mid lane. I mean, you would think that Roche is on the menu. You have a Templar Assassin. You have a pretty capable tower push, so when you're going for that next level, the Aegis would be what you're hoping for. And playing as 5 should mostly benefit them versus Nile +1. DM, oh, not quite.
Chase has Stampede, but they're not going to go for it. They realize they can't get there. Damn, just a little off the mark.
I'm more impressed that Toronto Tokyo didn't panic Orchidum.
Yeah. Never in doubt. Oh, and yeah, they're going to check this ward spot up here, I'd assume. Maybe not. Oh, so they see all of Virtus.pro together. And
yeah, I think they're just out of detection. Yeah, he's sending some out on the Bane. He's like, yeah, this does not feel good, guys. Now, likewise, though, they also just made a smoke close to that Virtus.pro ward near their tier 1. So, if if they kind of saw people milling around, they might have an idea this is happening. And judging by how far back they're retreating, they just want to play it safe. Although they all just walked over that ward in the mid lane here, too. So,
Yeah.
TSpirit, if they want it, they got it right now.
Well, they have the relocate available. And yeah, it looks like seeing them there, they decide, no, we'll just spread up. We'll farm. Get into that next set of items.
That was a whole lot of nothing for both teams here.
Yeah, you can tell there's like a lot of tension on the line. And it's interesting too, because like both teams have a lot, I feel like, to prove. TSpirit, if they could come in and like absolutely clean up everybody. Whoa, jump. But the stun afterwards, oh, and they blow him up. Toronto Tokyo ran right into it. Jason now looking for more. Do they have enough? They have the blade mail, but Collapse is going to get ripped through here. Looking for the finish. Not quite enough yet. Maposhka trying to slow it down, but Collapse gets chased. Another round of the dagger. And, oh, good decision by Collapse to hide off in the trees there. That keeps him alive. Damn. What blew him up there? Oh, he just got hoof stomped.
Yeah, he just got jumped on it. A very bold play to go for that on a Bane dewarding near Roche versus the TA.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it was a little bold to head into the pit, I guess I'll say that, from Virtus.pro, as GPK, found out by Yatoro there, almost died. So, we'll head on back home. But Roche taking a while right now. They're actually back up. If Toronto Tokyo is feeling a little bit feisty here. Perhaps a little bit piggy with his pole. He could go for this.
That'd be pretty cool. No, I don't think there's any way. Surely not.
I think they're probably just like
this.
They're probably just like, man, that took a long time. Like, they were still roaching.
Crazy. I think Pure just got bashed a bunch, and they didn't want to tank for it on DM, I guess. 'Cause, worried that there might be another jump he needed to counter initiate. Regardless.
Yeah, box is checked off now for Virtus.pro. This is what they're hoping for. This opens up your itemization for Pure. Just secures the the Blink Deso with this. I mean, he went Falcon Blade and Dragonlance too, so like piecemeal items there.
This is potentially dangerous. The jump in and the duel afterwards. They're gonna clean up. Oh man, TSpirit. How they jump in? Sonic Wave. No, look at the damage. Oh, GPK almost killing all of them. Holy hell, that was deadly. How much damage did he do there?
Not enough.
Crap. There was almost enough there, but they didn't have it. They kill the TA twice. Oh, GPK's pissed.
I would be pretty annoyed if it was on Virtus.pro's team right now. I feel like, you're just putting yourself in such a vulnerable position for no real gain versus a Storm and a Legion to be that close to a tier 1 without the backup. I mean, again, it's actually exactly what happened at the Roche Pit, where you see that jump in play, and it really pays off for TSpirit because you have this relocate threat, and you're just like, oh, it works. There's no one else here. Let's blow her up. Now, last time he did that, it looks silly because you're like, oh, he just tried to jump someone right next to the Roche Pit and they just blink Centaur Stomp. Well, this time, there was no Centaur Stomp, and they all die. Well, the two of them die, and they all get to run away, save Mira.
Well, and it was just like, Storm was there for so long, set up. He knew that was going to be the play, as they were still finishing Roche. Which is just, oh, man. And we're dropped down now. Stack up, Pure, lead in the charge. The wrap coming. They find him, though. Jump in. Gonna blow up that Queen of Pain. The Impale afterwards. They tried to hoof stomp, but it wasn't there. Oh, Maposhka was a little bit too quick. And now Toronto Tokyo gonna find the Bane, kill him off to boot. TSpirit, they came to play. Looking good.
His counter is just gone on DM. Like, between the shard on Collapse and then Maposhka just being ready for it every time now by pre-layering down that Earth Spike, that was just beautiful. Free kill there. And yeah, Maposhka gets blown up by TA, but that's fine.
Ooh. Nutty. And in the meantime, killing off some illusions there. trying to slow down whatever they can. I mean, the other thing is Yadaro's just like not been touched at all this whole game. Has the Hurricane Pike done along with the Manta now on this Drow. And going for Scotty next. Not even opting to go for a BKB here. I guess that
Yeah, I was actually
little
just thinking
crazy.
how this is the longest I can remember a game where there wasn't a BKB like nearly done. You know what I mean? Like TA's is still pretty far away considering, especially how farming she is, since she does have the double small items there. It feels like BKB has just been so integral to like the early mid game, as it were, in Dota lately, where everyone just wants to get like that one BKB and play around it. And with Collapse supplying one to them with the press of the attack shard, they're feeling a little bit safer.
Well, DM tries to stop this, misses the hoof stomp. Toronto Tokyo, gotta be careful. They got the fear now onto Io. Looking for more. They blow code on the other side. Pure still a lot of damage here, and this shard, it's actually kind of wrecking them. Oh, Mantadon just tries to do it. The Hurricane Pike afterwards onto DM. Is there enough damage? Yatoro gets healed back up, press the attack, dismantling DM. Nobody on TSpirit is dying as they find now GPK, Hexed, Chase, Pakoda hoping to stop this, but the silence is out. Toronto Tokyo won't even die. Nobody's dying except for Virtus.pro. TSpirit, unreal.
The hypothermia on Drow is so cool with the Legion Commander. Like, she is just hitting so fast, and the damage is amping up even quicker. Almost 5k damage in that team fight, pretty much how much the entirety of Virtus.pro was able to dish out.
They're just so good at team fighting, like covering each other. You know what I mean? It's like nuts.
And all fighting under a ward there, too.
Right,
You
yeah,
know,
I mean,
they're
that
just
helps.
throwing it down in the middle of the fight. Everyone had vision there, and there's still even a dire ward in that mix up there, which is pretty hard to make out. But I don't know. Virtus.pro also feeling like they have to commit for these fights by the looks of it. Like Pure, I thought was going to get out, and just like, nah, I think we can do this, and clearly that was not the case.
Right, and so close to BKB too, right? That's the power spike, and you know, taking that fight before that comes out. They find another DM. He's dead. Didn't stand a chance. And Collapse starting to build up some of that dual damage, building towards an AC next. Oh man, if he can finish that off, that is a huge problem. 2,000 gold away.
Feels insane that you can do 600 damage to a Centaur with just 4 hits at this point in the game as Yadro.
GPK found again. Earth Spike afterwards. They got the pull. Pull to 0. They were ready the whole time for GPK. The moves just to come too quickly.
Yeah, and his Lincolns was on his courier. It's now heading back home, so... Well, Lincolns will be there for the next time you're up, but unfortunately not going to be the case. And also, Toronto Tokyo did just buy out a full BKB as well. After like looking at some other stuff, was just like, yeah, I'm just going to get BKB and clinch this one. So, freeze up Collapse a little bit to perhaps focus some more on the Drow as well. It's going to simplify your fights.
Oh man, it's gonna be tough. I mean, I still feel like right now, if you're Virtus.pro, the game has just gotten so far out of your hands that I don't know if this BKB on Pure is gonna be enough here. We'll see. Did do this disassemble action of the Dragonlance. No. Mira just feeling good about himself, throwing out those voice lines. They claim the outpost, and what, a minute until Roche is capable of respawning, roughly.
Just a very explosive game overall in terms of things sort of like building up to one clash, and then from there it just seems to have cascaded just like constantly in the favor of TSpirit, simply because they have so much chase down. I mean, they're doing a great job on these initiations from Maposhka. Probably my MVP so far, if I have to pick one from TSpirit with the way that he's playing. I feel like he's constantly setting up for all these plays. And then just it simplifies the relocate game as well. Plus you have a Storm on your team, so you know, if you can get that initial stun or double stun, everything's just going to go well for you. Has the gem now too to just clean up the map a little bit now, and gonna lead a smoke. Tell the team to go, and onward they march as they lose that top outpost.
Know where they're at, that's for sure. Drops down another ward. There is a sentry in range, so Virtus.pro gonna be aware this is happening, and Maposhka backs out after the fact. See if anybody comes to deward this.
They could also go gem the pit as well and get rid of the trap. but they don't want to go too close. Maybe something that Virtus.pro is pondering as well. Going to be running into each other. Lines drawn here by Pure.
Good vision to start. They see the Drow. They don't
There's
see
a
anybody
DD
else.
on Yatoro.
Collapse right behind him. Jumps in, press the attack, backs away. Sonic Wave, whiff. What a reaction from Collapse. They get the Yules on Toronto Tokyo, but it won't be enough. One blow up there, Maposhka dead. Duel afterwards. On to Pure, completely left alone. Gets exploded. GPK, next one to fall. They buy back on the line. Maposhka on the hunt. Finds Yemich on the far side. GG, they're done. They've had enough, Trent.
Yeah.
Demolished over the last 10 minutes.
It's like the laning stage is just this like no rush 15 minutes situation, and then everyone decides like, okay, we're good. Yeah, let's go. And you're trying to get back in this game with the only way that you can with this lineup by going for these fights and trying to find an advantageous position because they have the heroes. When you think about it, like they're going to have the terrorize. So if you have the vision first, that's a great start to a fight. And typically you can be set up by the Nightmare into the Fiend's Grip on like multiple heroes. You have Stampede to outrun your opponents. And this is all versus a Drow, who is someone who, typically can suffer a lot if there's anything that can get, mess with the positioning of your allies and yourself. And that did not look like an issue at all for TSpirit this game as Virtus.pro run into a double damage bottled Drow for their last attempted fight.
Right. And again, it's like, it's just how well they cover each other. And like, we're prepped for that coming in that way. Like press the attack with the shard on, so freaking good. And I think the point you made about Maposhka too, a lot of that was also like enabling him through the early lane, like that double or triple wave down bottom. Like when the center is like, all right, well, I'm not going to go for this kill now, right? And he just makes enough room for himself that he can walk back to the tier 2 tower and just get farm. That sets up the blink dagger from there. It was just sick.
They also just punished all the little mistakes Virtus.pro made. Like you think of that little snipe that Toronto Tokyo got where he just managed to kill the Queen of Pain. Like they're always just picking up these little scraps, and even the fights that where like, Virtus.pro, they got that Aegis. That looks good. They killed Toronto Tokyo. They make one mistake pushing that top tier 1 tower, and that was it. It felt like they lost their only hope in this game of what should have been driving the momentum for themselves, and there's no reason they couldn't have kept this game either more even or even taking a lead with that Roche in the middle of this game. So I would imagine that Virtus.pro probably pretty frustrated that TSpirit capitalized so hard on just a single mistake, really.
True enough. Can't make that many mistakes against him, that's for sure. And then they're like, all right, well, we're done. 27 minutes. Dunzo. That's going to do it for game number 1. We'll see if Virtus.pro can mentally reset and get ready for game number 2. Going to do a quick break and then head on back to the panel.